Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and the place to be, it's Deb C. Boop, boop, that's me. Boop, Deb C. Leonard coming at you today. Welcome back to my channel. Like I said, happy Saturday. I hope everybody is having a great day and a wonderful weekend so far. Today, I am going to be recapping the first part of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. I'm going to be sipping out of my, out of my binging. Is this broken? Oh no, I just noticed that. This is broken. I guarantee you this was broken because my idiot brother came over and was drinking out of it. Okay, so I gotta be careful with this. I gotta throw this out, I think. Oh, it's broken. Oh well, RIP. It says busy binging reality TV, and in it I have a smoothie. I made a smoothie with, I think it was a half a cup of cottage cheese, a half a cup of milk. I used almond milk. I used a banana and some honey and some peanut butter. So it's a peanut butter cottage cheese smoothie. And let's taste it. I tasted it already. That is delicious. Next time I make it though, I'm going to put some, I'm going to put ice in it because I usually like it a little colder, but that's delicious. Okay. So let's get right into it. I watched it and made the notes today. So let's get right into it. Fashion wise, I'm going to tell you all the good dresses, save for one, was on the left side. For me, the best dressed was Angie. Angie, followed up by Bronwyn, then Mary. Those ladies were flawless. Everybody else was basic. And Meredith was giving me Mother of the Bride. So there we go. And Bronwyn actually said on the on Watch What Happens Live that her reunion dress that she wore, it was actually worn by supermodel Carly Kloss to the 2012 Met Gala. They got it, they altered it for Bronwyn. So there we go. I mean, listen, I like it when women show up to the reunion really dressed. I mean, like, some people might be like her look was just out there, but Bronwyn has always been very fashion forward, very experimental, and I like to see when people actually go above and beyond on the reunion. So that was my thought on that. And speaking of fashion, Angie and Brittany arrived in the same look. They battled it out. Angie won, thank God. And then didn't she get a little shady and said she's going to do something, but unlike Brittany, I guess, she's going to do something good for the economy. She's not going to return it. She's going to keep it. So there we go. Now, they start off with the safe word. Safe word for Lisa is Bezos. Safe word for Angie is Opa. What would your safe word be? I'm thinking my safe word would be pepperoni. Pepperoni? Maybe pepperoni. Yeah. Pepperoni or mozzarella. Pepperoni, I'm thinking. Okay, what would yours be? Put in the comments what your safe word would be. Okay, starting off with some questions from viewers. One of the questions to Whitney was, how do you explain the picture of your prism necklace being the same as an Alibaba necklace? She had said that was a placeholder that was just there for 48 hours because there was a photo shoot that was going on. So that was there until they received a picture from the photo shoot, a model from the photo shoot. So that's how they explained it. That's how Whitney explained it. Okay, there was a question to Lisa. Because remember, Lisa, when she was accused of being the one that planted that story with social media account that Whitney was using Alibaba stuff. And she called her cybersecurity Sean, and wanted him to use every single resource necessary and prosecute them to like the nth degree. Well, the question to Lisa was, what evidence did Sean find to show that she didn't plant the information about Alibaba? She says, well, and she hemmed and hawed a little bit, and she said, she never gave me proof, meaning Whitney never gave me proof. Whitney was like, you have his phone number, meaning you have the blogger's phone number, meaning Adam. And she said, I don't have anybody's phone number. And Whitney was like, your bestie does, meaning Meredith. So as we find out, there was never any proof that was found. She didn't come up with anything. Okay, the question for Angie was, why do you think Heather prioritizes her friendship with Lisa over yours? And does that make you question your friendship with Heather? Angie starts off by saying, I know Heather loves me, and I know she champions me, but basically Heather twisting her words about what she said about Lisa and parenting and her parenting really hurt her and made her question their friendship. Honestly, then Lisa got into it and started yelling, and everybody was going back and forth. I only clocked half of that because of the yelling and everybody talking over everybody. I wasn't going to watch it 8 times because I really didn't care. In my opinion, I really think Angie thinks that they're more friends than Heather thinks. Like, from the beginning, I didn't get a feeling that like her and Heather were friends. Like, they went to high school together, but they probably didn't even run in the same circles. So that was no big deal to me. But then near the end of that whole thing, Bronwyn steps into it, and Lisa's like, oh, she's piping up. Okay, she's piping in. And Bronwyn wasn't going to back down from Lisa saying, okay, so you want to get big? Let's get big. I'm not afraid. Let's go. And Lisa was kind of like, no, that's okay. So, oh, this is delicious, but do you see, look, I'm scared about this thing breaking. Oh, damn it. Because I know he was the last person that used it, so it broke. Okay, that's drama for another day. Okay, and that made Bronwyn say like, okay, so I repeated what you said, but you've repeated things people have said, and she's repeated things people have said, so it's only people on that couch can repeat things. Okay, so Lisa and Angie in the state of their friendship. Angie was shady as shade. She's tweeting out all kinds of stuff about Lisa Barlow. She tweeted out that Lisa Barlow has a Park City mystery man who pays for her lip filler, and that Lisa's G-Wagon was repoed. Oh! Angie says, well, I put that out there in response to the fact that Meredith was tweeting that I was Jen Shaw's backup dancer. Meredith was like, yeah, you and Monica were dancing in the back of behind Jen Shaw during her WAP video. Ugh, I hate that song. I might be the only person that doesn't like that song. I just don't like that song. But yeah, she's like, yeah, you were dancing with Jen in this WAP video. And that's when Angie's like, I have been solo since I was 6 years old. I am nobody's backup dancer. She's like, how are you starting a rumor like that? She's like, it was there. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Meredith this season. However, it was there. Like, it was there. You could see it. And then it came out that Angie said that she heard about Lisa's G-Wagon at dinner. And then Heather had to pipe in and be like, well, I heard that you told me that you heard it from Bronwyn. And Lisa asks, Bronwyn, why would you say that? And she was like, listen, we were at a very bad place at the time, and someone had sent me a snarky message about it. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but I don't know why you're coming at me when I wasn't the one that tweeted it. You need to take it up with Angie. So then they got on to that $4 million necklace. Okay, so Bronwyn said she was going, because Andy was like, why didn't you wear it? She was like, I was going to wear the necklace just to clear up questions of whether I have it. She says the jeweler made me a smaller version of the necklace, plus hoop earrings and rings. And then Lisa outs her friend Emma, who works at the jeweler. And she says, well, I got a text from Emma at the jeweler's, and she said you didn't buy it. And she says you didn't buy it. You didn't buy the necklace or the earrings or the rings. You didn't buy anything. Now, my question to you is, why out of the blue is this person who you haven't been talked to, she tried to make it seem like she was good friends with her, but then she was like, I haven't talked to her in about 2 years, but she just texted me out of the blue that they didn't buy those. I was like, that seems a little suspect. So Bronwyn was like, okay, so where's the text message on this? Lisa was like, well, I got the text message here. Showed Andy. And there was a text message from this Emma telling her that Bronwyn, they made earrings for her. She was going to wire them a payment for the earrings, but they never received the payment, the wire. Which, listen, do I believe that? No. The reason why I don't believe that is because the first time that Bronwyn was on Watch What Happens Live, she had said they were discussing Christian Siriano, who Bronwyn wears a lot of. And Andy had said, I believe it was Andy who had said that Christian Siriano doesn't like to dress any of the Real Housewives because they don't pay. However, she's the only one he'll dress. She's the only one that he'll make dresses for because she pays. So now all of a sudden she's not paying. I don't know. So she says, it sounds to me like that they kept the jewelry. That's what I thought. But then afterwards on Watch What Happens Live, she was on with Julia Fox, which, listen, Julia Fox is nutty crazy with her fashion. She's kind of iconic with her fashion because it's so like out there. And she's a great person to have on because she's like a Real Housewives super fan, very knowledgeable. But afterwards, and listen, Bronwyn looked gorgeous on Watch What Happens Live. Perfection. But Bronwyn said that she came to the reunion with her own receipts from the jeweler. She said that, which I was like, were they given a heads up as to like what was gonna happen at the reunion? Because why would she come with receipts? But maybe she came with receipts because people were like asking if she kept it or did you really buy it or whatever. But she said that the jeweler made an accusation to her that there was a journalist who she thought was Lisa who was texting her. Bronwyn said that she told them that Todd thought the necklace was just too flashy. She doesn't have the necklace or anything else that they made for her because of what happened. It was that's not professional. I mean, if I was at Emma, I don't know. If you weren't already fired, if you worked for me, I would fire you. But she kind of changed her stories a little bit. Like, she had them at the reunion, but then she didn't have them. So, like I said, I thought it was weird and odd and suspect that this Emma is just going to randomly text this information to Lisa. I don't know what else happened. So, okay. Now, with Bronwyn's package and everything about her, she had said that Lisa and her are on a timeout. They've been on a timeout for about a month. And thank God that, listen, she finally sees that she didn't do anything wrong to Lisa. It's just that, much like Dorit on Beverly Hills, Bronwyn thought she was a much better friend. Her friendship with Lisa was deeper than just like social surface friendship. And as it turns out, it wasn't, because Lisa did only think of her as a social friend, like a friend to go out. Like when you see them you'll see them at like events, or maybe you'll go to breakfast or lunch or dinner, but you're not going to be sharing like secrets or any deep stuff. And Whitney had said to Bronwyn, she was like, I was there for you, but I was there for you. I was a good friend, but I felt like you didn't want to publicly claim me as a friend. And Bronwyn fully admitted that she was so busy putting Lisa on a pedestal and chasing her friendship. And in doing that, she wasted time and energy, trying to chase that friendship when there were other people right there who, like Whitney or Angie or Mary, who were really wanted to be her friend. And she missed out on that. So I like that she had seen that. Okay, the question about Bronwyn, about Gwen. The question was, did you intend to share Gwen's biological dad's story on television? She said no. Bronwyn was very, very upset by this because she never really showed anyone else Gwen's biological dad's picture. She trusted Lisa, and then this happened. So the problem really is on the after show, it was Lisa and Brittany, and Lisa tells Brittany that the grandparents thought that Bronwyn had a miscarriage. And unseen footage then, like when they were at that foot place, like that foot massage place, Lisa and Bronwyn, Lisa's saying that she thinks that she said, I think that the grandmother thought that you had a miscarriage. And that's not the case at all. Bronwyn said, my father, after Gwen was born, my father called and left a voicemail for them, letting them know and saying, hey, the ball's in your court. They never said anything. They never came back. So I think this is crazy that they're saying we thought Bronwyn had a miscarriage, when obviously they knew that she didn't. And maybe they're just saying this to make it look like they're not garbage for reaching out sooner. So, and Bronwyn had asked them not to air that. Like, please don't air things. Please don't air that footage right there. And please don't air information about him or his family. She doesn't want any of that out there. So then here comes the person that should be the most upset about this, because of, this is out there now. and Gwen is seeing it. It's untrue, but it's painting Bronwyn to be like this person who just purposely wanted to keep them away from their granddaughter. So if anybody should be upset, it should be Bronwyn. But here's Lisa, the one that's crying. Why is she the one that's crying in this situation? She was crying far more than Bronwyn. I think she's crying because she wants sympathy. She realized she did wrong, and she's crying for the other family. She's not crying for Gwen or for Bronwyn, because when she's talking about the other family, she's crying. These are good people. It doesn't matter what kind of house they have. These are good people. But then when she's talking about Bronwyn, how it affected Gwen and Bronwyn, there's nothing. She's not crying. She's not sad. There's no crocodile tears. Lisa should just shut her mouth. It was none of her damn business. She didn't need to, when she saw that picture, she should just let it go. And she should have just been like, oh, I know that guy, or I know that guy's family. She didn't have to take it any further. It was none of her business. So the question is there a path forward for you with Lisa? And Bronwyn said, it sounded like a no, because Bronwyn basically was like, no, if there's no way for you to see what this is doing to me, or no way for you to sympathize with me, then, or see it from my perspective, then no, there's not. And once again, Lisa has to say, I'm sorry, but she can't just say, I'm sorry to you. She has to basically get in there. I'm sorry for you, what this did to Gwen, but I'm sorry for them too. Why? Why are you sorry for them? Why are you sorry to them? They are the ones, they knew that Gwen existed because Bronwyn's father left a message. They knew. They chose not to reach out. So that's it. They're not that great. I mean, you're like, that family is so great. Well, they chose not to have a relationship with their granddaughter. So why are you crying for them? I don't understand that. Okay, so the husbands come out. The question, was Bronwyn concerned with Todd being on the show because he's so blunt? So we found out that being on the show has actually help them and help how they communicate with each other, because they've seen how they are towards each other and they've been working on that. Listen, I am going to tell you the one thing I do have in common with Bronwyn, when she said that she will usually cut somebody off at the pass and make a joke about herself before they can. I'm going to tell you, I do that too. She said, I now see that can come off as me being like disrespectful to the marriage or putting Todd down. So she's going to work on that. I do that. I feel like it's much better for me to make fun of myself before somebody else comes up and is like, and makes fun of me. That way it hurts less. I'm just going to say it takes the sting out of it. And not Todd with the shade on Heather. He was like, some people in the group didn't even know my name, but they were asserting things about me. As soon as he's like, some people didn't even know my name, and then they pay him to Heather's. Heather's like, yeah, right. I mean, but then again, I know his name's Todd, but I sure was like, that guy's a dick. So, but she didn't even know his name, and she was calling him out on chat. The question to Todd was, were there any things that were off limits? And he said yes. Gwen is off limits. Gwendolyn is off limits. So bringing up issues that were sensitive to her were almost libelous. Here comes John Barlow. Who were you talking about that brought those up? You knew. Girl, you knew exactly who it was. Otherwise, you wouldn't have even brought that up. You knew it was Lisa. You knew that was Lisa. Come on. Otherwise, you wouldn't have brought it up. You've been on the show long enough to know what kind of traction that would get. And Bronwyn had said, we're talking about the after show. And he's like, yeah, well John said something like, well, that was brought up. Yeah. Bronwyn brought that up on camera. And Bronwyn did not bring that up on camera. They were at the foot place, and in the unseen footage, it was actually your wife that said she thought that she heard the grandmother thought that Bronwyn had miscarriage. She brought it up. Your wife brought it up. And then your wife brought it up in the after show. So it was not Bronwyn. And it looks like there's going to be a little back and forth between Todd and John Barlow. And it also looks like we might be getting a second season from Bronwyn. I mean, at first we were all like, me included, was like, there ain't no way that he's going to let her do another episode. But I'm telling you, I think she is, and I had heard that they're bringing everybody back exactly as is. They're leaving Brittany as a friend of, which I'm okay with that. I actually think, as annoying as Brittany was, Brittany did bring, she did bring some drama. I mean, if anything, I would say put maybe Meredith down to friend of and bring up Brittany. Brittany is annoying as hell, but if you're looking at who did more, who brought more drama, it was Brittany. Meredith really had to dig for the drama. I mean, just saying. So listen, in the comments, let me know if you watched and what you thought. If nobody told you yet today, you were loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. Also, be aware of your surroundings, be smart and safe. Hydrate often with water, which I have to get some in me today. I have had none. And it is 3:21. Seriously. It does work. Like when I do that, it does work. 3:22. Okay. And if you're in a dangerous situation, please remember, Dolly and I are sending our thoughts, our love, our prayers, and positive energy your way so you can make it through. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. I think tomorrow we are going to do an unboxing. Okay, I will see you guys later. Bye, guys. Tomorrow. Bye, guys.